Well, it's Tuesday. You're still watching Prime Morning. Now, time for us to wrap up the month with Bits and Bytes, giving you updates on all the things that are happening in the world of technology. And this morning, I'm, of course, joined by Kobe Spikey. Kobe, good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
You're looking very ninja this morning, I must say.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Flipping from...
I just came from the dark web.
The dark web.
Yeah, so, that's why I'm in all black.
Well, all black. Let's see how black the dark world has gotten within the month of, let's say, August, September? Yes, so let's start up with the happenings, the big happenings in the tech world.
Well, number one, the energy minister says he's going to secure 100% import waiver on electric vehicles. Now, this is good news. I mean, because if you think about it, electric is the way to go, because fossil fuels harm our atmosphere. You know, with all these emissions and everything, but with electric cars, nothing like that.
Let's look at the pros and cons of this conversation, because I know it's sparked a huge debate on digital media, on social media as well, and some people saying the inconsistency of power supply, you know, can be a problem with electric cars. And I know you out there have been debating this as well. We'd love to get your opinion on that one. So please jump onto our Joy Prime social media pages, Twitter, Facebook. What do you think about electric vehicles and it being used in Ghana? Well, I'm very sure you want to start off with, we don't have that terrible inconsistent power supply as compared to some other countries that we know of. So yes, we can actually fight this and say that maybe this is the way to go. But anyway, I'll pick Kobe's mind on that as well. Kobe, what do you think?
Well, personally, you know me, I'm a gearhead, I'm a petrol head.
I love cars, and I love cars that make noise. You know this already. And electric cars,
I love cars that make
yeah, I
noise.
mean, that rumble from a V8, you can't get that from an electric car. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, like a blender. But then again, for the sake of our atmosphere, for the sake of the world that we're in, we don't want to leave you know, a dystopian, a post-apocalyptic environments like we see in the movies for our kids, for third generation, fourth generation. So yes, unfortunately, electric cars are the way to go. And yeah,
so this means that they have to provide special units to actually go and charge.
Yes, so there are actually charging points in Ghana. When you go to like, there's a total filling station next to
But compared to the length of time that you spend buying fuel and charging your vehicle, don't you think there'll be traffic? That
has been my biggest concern. But when you look at the range of electric vehicles, you can actually, on a full charge, drive, for some of them, like a standard electric vehicle. You should be able to drive from here to, let's say, Kumasi before you have to charge again.
Well, okay.
So if you plan your routes, and the car's going to tell you you're running out of power anyway.
So what if, then that means that these charging points have to be across the country?
Yeah, they have to be ubiquitous. The problem with this also is that, like you mentioned, the inconsistency. I know some people who leave home without charging their phones to full batteries.
I mean, hoping that, you know, if you ask me, I feel that it's a great idea that might feed a certain market only, because we'll get to the point where you'd want to actually have it in your home. So you have a charging point in your home.
Yeah, people do have charging points in their home. Like, for instance, they know that Teslas in Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah, they charge them in their home. There's an i8
It probably would take more power, wouldn't it?
It's about the same. Like, as you would, I mean, it would take as much power as, it depends on the rating.
Yeah.
It depends on the rating. I can't speak for every single electric car, but it depends on the rating. Personally, I think that for people who drive to work, park at work till they have to leave work, you know, people who work in the banking industry, in the legal industry, those who don't do a lot of rounds, these cars would really help them. Think about it. You come to work, 8 o'clock. You park your car, you leave work at 5 o'clock. You come to work, you plug it in. It's charged, it cuts off the power. You're done, you just sit in your car, you drive home. You don't need all that, you know, like V8 power, V12 engine.
I can imagine what you were saying behind your screens now. If I had time, I'll open the phone lines, but maybe just carry a power bank. So you
or generator in your boot. So when you run out of, you know, that's going to be an irony. You run out of power, you buy fuel, put in a generator, connect it to your car, start a generator, and be driving.
Hey, well, let's move on from these vehicles, electronic vehicles, into high-speed internet. Another big conversation about how quick your internet could actually get. Kobe, what are the updates there?
So high-speed internet via airborne beams of light. Now we know we're getting internet via radio waves. You know, Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. Well, yeah, if you do hotspots via Bluetooth, it is using radio waves. All these things are carrying the internet right now, but light is actually faster. Although if something interrupts the line of sight, it could impact it. But
you know, Google, Alphabet. Google's mother company is now Alphabet. They have a project called Project Tara, and it has tested transmitting data across the Congo River via light.
Via light?
Yes. So
wow, that would be super fast.
Yep.
That would be like extremely fast.
That would be fast.
That would be internet access to you in not a split second.
As fast as the speed of light.
Yes.
So basically, internet.
So unless disrupted by its line of sight, then there may be a problem. But even in that, I'm very sure they would have various beams that would...
You know, we're already getting internet via light, via fiber optic cables.
Yes.
So the undersea cables, which are fiber optic, that's already light. So imagine if this light was just like that.
Wow, that would be super fast. And talking about that, I know something about Japan.
Yes, so Japan has broken the world record for the fastest internet speed in the world, 319 terabits per second.
How fast is that?
You can download 80,000 movies in a second.
80,000?
80,000 movies.
80,000?
80,000, Jay, I didn't mince my words. 80,000 movies.
You can download 80,000 movies. Wait, 80,000, not 8,000.
No,
not 80.
You download movies from, back when Charlie Chaplin,
yes,
all the way till now.
To Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah, to Fast and Furious 9, all the way, like that in a second. Just right-click, copy, paste. It's faster than you can copy movies onto your hard drive. So that's going to be your bottleneck, actually.
Wait, is it what is it available for public consumption?
No, obviously not. Because if it was, I wouldn't be here. I'd be streaming myself via Zoom and, you know, super fast internet. But nah. So the National Institute of Telecommunications in Japan, and they did this. They ran the test, and that's almost twice as fast as the British, you know, and Japanese guys, researchers did in 2020. They reached a speed of 179 terabits per second, and they've actually doubled it. So yeah, it's actually a very, 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 very impressive thing.
Well, recently, you do recall that there was a new system that was put in place to help post, students to go to school, especially the senior high school. There was postings. Now, it was done via software. But how about if there was a software malfunction? Kobe, I know the story is another trending story. Tell me about it.
So, you know, everything that's automated could break. Something could affect the system and basically cause some irregularities. We've seen that with school postings, like you mentioned. We've seen that with job hirings. And this very latest one has to do with a hiring software that was rejecting millions of viable job candidates. Now, it's a bug in the software, and that filter, so it filters them. And unfortunately, millions of people who could have had, I mean, it's good news, because if that software was working and then maybe somebody was better off for the job, it wouldn't hire Jay Foley, you know?
It would hire, yeah.
So it would
come through the machine, yes. The system.
So as we would say in Ghana, if you're for.
If you're for, working towards you. Wow, this is interesting. Okay, now let's go into the big one as well. I know you and Apple. Yes, so you definitely want to share all the bad news about Apple.
Oh, come on. I didn't even put this out there. I wasn't going to talk about bad news. You know, why you all make me look like a bad person?
Okay, so what's happening with the iPhone 13, especially the Apple Watch?
So you know, if you're wearing a face mask, and you have to use Apple's phone to unlock it because it uses Face ID and not a fingerprint scanner like it should, it won't work. But if you're wearing an Apple Watch, it works. But the iPhone 13 is not working. And Apple says they're going to fix it, because then it means that you have to take off your mask to use it to unlock every single time. And
let's talk more about the user experience on the iPhone 13. I know most people have seen it. We watched the unveiling and everything, the unboxing. Have you had a chance to actually experience the phone?
No, I actually want one. For reasons known only to me.
Do you have an idea of what specs or what are the upgrades that have been done on the phone?
So bigger battery. That means that you're going to get a longer lasting battery for the whole day. It's got faster screen. When I say faster screen, 120 hertz refresh rate. So my phone has 120 refresh rate. So when I'm scrolling, see how smooth that is. Try scrolling on your phone and see. You see, you can feel that jitteriness.
No, I don't feel any jittery. I don't feel nada. I still see it. You know, that's not an. I mean, why would they do that and sell the phone at a higher price?
No, because people want faster refresh rates. I always use this analogy whenever I talk about screen's refresh rate. When you go to a shop to buy a TV, you notice that all the videos that they're showing in the shop, they're so smooth and so fluid.
Yeah.
That's because they're moving at a higher refresh rate. When I say higher refresh rate, you're seeing about 120 frames or
in microseconds.
so yes, every single picture, you know, like a video is a series of pictures. You're seeing 120 per second. But if you're looking at a TV or the footage is 60 frames, this is actually 60 frames per second. So I can see that jitteriness. It's not visible to everyone unless you actually get to see them side by side. So just double the speed of frames, or even better, if you have a smartphone that's capable of recording at 60 frames per second, go to your camera, switch to 60 frames per second, and just move around, record something, and then switch to 30. You'd see that the 30 video, it sort of breaks.
There's a lag in there, slight lag.
But with the 60, it's so smooth. It's like a sitcom.
Yeah.
You know, movies are jittery, sitcoms are so smooth. They're like everyday life.
I get you.
Yes. That's basically what they've done.
Would this update be better off than what Samsung or Android, well, one of the big big Android giants, Samsung, have released?
So most of the features that Apple introduced were already existing on Android devices.
That knows, that's what we're getting.
But let me insert this caveat. Insert this caveat. Apple, as always, has come back to claim the throne of having the best camera on the smartphone market. For some time, they've been lagging behind the Android kingpins. But now, when it comes to low light photography, we can turn off all the lights in here. The iPhone 13 will capture UJ like this light in here.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's impressive, but I'm yet to try it. If I haven't tried it, I'm not going to say anything good about it anymore.
Well, on that note, that's how we'll bring our bits and bytes, this updates for the month to a close on the show. But, well, if you want to go and grab an Android or an iPhone or an iOS, I just tell you that I used to be like you. Until I was like, what better?
And what does better actually mean here?
Well, better in the sense that, I mean, durability. I mean, this is the guy who would always cry for an Android. You know that, right? But, you know, once you go black, you don't go back, like they say.
Well, I came from that other side of the divide to this side of the divide, and I don't want to go back. So I guess, yeah. You know, you never know what you're missing until it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
What is it about Google Photos as well?
Google Photos. Oh, you know, Google Photos actually backs up your photos on an Android phone by default.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that, you're used to soliciting for nudes, you know, and stuff like that, and you don't know that stuff like that gets backed up to Google Photos. Someone could pick up your phone, go to Google Photos, and end up seeing those pictures that were meant to be private.
Yeah.
Now, Google Photos has created a folder that's nude friendly. That means that you can store your 18 plus videos and photos content that is meant for you and maybe your significant other, and no other prying eyes in that folder.
So how do you disable that feature?
Why do you want to disable it?
Why would you want to enable it?
So that nobody sees it.
Why would you want to have your stuff enabled to be going up into a cloud where you don't know who will have access to it?
Well, you know, like I said, you never know what you have until it's gone. If it disappears from your phone, you go and find it on the cloud. Such a refreshing moment that, oh, I used to have this. Well, yeah, I think Jay's right. You shouldn't be backing up.
Why would you want to back up? Don't back up stuff that you know are not supposed to be backed up. Some things are just for the moment, all right?
Just for the moment. Just for the phone.
Just for the moment. Just for the moment. Anyway, Kopi, thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me.
For our updates this morning on Bits and Bytes. Still to come on the show is Tuesday. It's Good Living. And if it comes up next, don't go away. It's going to be very exciting.